You know, um, it usually happens right around 2 in the afternoon. You're sitting at your desk just staring at a screen.
Oh, yeah, the classic mid-afternoon slump.
Exactly. And suddenly you find yourself typing a message to a colleague about how you need to circle back or move mountains or maybe get down to brass tacks.
Right, just completely normal things to say on a Tuesday.
Right. But you have to wonder, why do we talk like this? I mean, you are just sending emails and updating spreadsheets, but you sound like you're preparing for an actual military campaign.
Yeah, it really is a highly specific, very intense dialect. We throw around these vivid, dramatic metaphors so automatically that we completely lose sight of the inherent aggression in what we are actually saying to each other.
Which is the core mission for today's deep dive. We are looking at a really fascinating stack of sources to try and decode this secret language.
It's a great mix of material, too.
It really is. On one side, we have English as a second language or ESL business idiom guides, and they really expose just how bizarre and combative our workplace dialect is when you look at it with fresh eyes.
Because to a non-native speaker, it sounds entirely unhinged.
Exactly. But we are pairing those linguistic guides with clinical research from the Mayo Clinic, along with some pedagogical designs focused on workplace stress management.
Because, as we'll see, the science actually proves this language isn't just a quirky cultural habit.
No, it is actively triggering our body's fight or flight response. So, okay, let's unpack this, starting with the sheer absurdity of the corporate secret code.
Yeah, viewing corporate jargon through the lens of an ESL learner is incredibly revealing. For someone trying to directly translate American business English, the environment must seem incredibly aggressive.
Right, because the metaphors are overwhelmingly physical and combative. If you look at the categories in these guides like money, meetings, productivity, we don't just start a project, we hit the ground running.
Right, like you're dropping into a war zone.
Exactly. And if we need to save time, we cut corners. Even the way we talk about revenue is drenched in this dramatic imagery.
Oh, like calling a reliable product a cash cow.
Yeah, or declaring a department is in the red versus in the black. To
Hmm.
anyone outside the corporate bubble, it literally sounds like we are speaking in riddles.
And it creates a very exclusionary environment. It basically operates as an insider's handshake.
It really does. Take a phrase like punt. Like if someone says in a meeting, let's punt that idea for now, they are directly referencing American football to say they want to delay an action.
Right, and if you don't know the rules of that specific sport, you are entirely left out of the conversation.
You have no idea what just happened to your idea. But looking at these sources, what really strikes me is how heavily we lean into violent sports. I mean, we use such aggressive language to talk about attending status meetings.
What's fascinating here is that our language is holding up a subconscious mirror to the high-stakes nature of modern business.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Well, we are linguistically framing office work as a physical battle for survival.
Hmm.
And the most glaring examples of this actually come directly from the boxing ring.
Oh, wow, boxing. Yeah, I guess you think about a company refusing to give up, and the immediate phrase that comes to mind is that they are going to go down swinging.
Exactly. Which literally means throwing an arcing punch while falling to the mat, fighting to the absolute bitter end, even when victory is entirely impossible.
That is so intense for a Q3 earnings report.
Right. Or consider the alternative. When someone finally gives up on an impossible task, what do? They throw in the towel.
Oh, yeah. We use that casually all the time to mean we're just moving on to a different project.
But the origin is a coach throwing a physical towel into the ring to stop a fighter from taking any more catastrophic physical damage.
Oh, man. So we are subconsciously implying that failing to complete a quarterly report is akin to being physically beaten.
That's exactly it. We use the language of physical trauma.
Which is wild because we are sitting in these nice ergonomic mesh chairs, sipping sparkling water. But our vocabulary suggests we're taking heavy punches to the jaw.
It's a huge disconnect.
Which brings us to the actual biological reality of this language. When you look at the idioms related to feeling overwhelmed, they are genuinely terrifying.
They are. The vocabulary being overworked is intensely descriptive of physical peril.
Yeah, like people say they are snowed under, implying this massive, heavy volume of work is suffocating them like an actual avalanche.
Or trying to keep your head above water.
Right, which literally means you are treading water, fighting against drowning. So, okay, here's my hypothesis. When I tell my manager I am snowed under by 80 unread emails, my brain isn't just treating that as a colorful metaphor.
No, it is not.
It is genuinely reacting as if I am trapped under a physical avalanche.
That is the actual clinical reality, according to the Mayo Clinic research in our stack.
Wait, really? The brain literally can't tell the difference.
Well, the brain's threat detection center, the amygdala, is remarkably primitive.
Yeah.
It really struggles to differentiate between a physical, mortal threat, like a saber-toothed tiger or an avalanche, and an occupational threat, like an aggressive project deadline or a demanding email.
So to my brain, a spreadsheet is treated as an apex predator.
Biologically speaking, yes. When your amygdala perceives that email as a threat, it sends a distress signal to the hypothalamus.
And the hypothalamus is like the command center.
Exactly. It acts like a command center.
All right.
This activates your autonomic nervous system, specifically the sympathetic branch, which triggers the classic fight-or-flight response.
So my body is literally preparing to fight the spreadsheet.
Yeah, your endocrine system immediately dumps a massive cascade of hormones into your bloodstream, primarily adrenaline and cortisol.
And that completely changes how your body functions in that moment, right? Like physical changes.
Drastically. The adrenaline immediately elevates your heart rate and forces your blood vessels to constrict.
Wow.
Yeah, it shoots your blood pressure up to redirect energy to your major muscle groups. Your breathing accelerates to pull in more oxygen.
So my legs are ready to run, basically.
Exactly. Meanwhile, cortisol floods your system with glucose to give